I'm going to be doing a DIY breather mod. Now why is it needed? Through these holes here and here, basically oil comes out. It's a PCV valve basically. So all the oil comes up and pressure comes out and oil and slop comes out. Now if you fill up the area down here to the specifications, i.e. full, you get a lot more oil coming out through here. Now what happens is that these come through these, let me just get them, these little rubber, I don't know what they would be called, taps I suppose. They attach to the attachment points and they spray through these little nozzles directly into the throttle body. Now why do they do that? Well, that's for environmental reasons. Basically what you've got is you've got a situation where you've got this oil that can't go on the ground, can't vent to air. Well, it can vent to air, but the oil is quite noticeable. So with that in mind, what happens is that the oil and all the other hoo-ha gets dropped in through here and goes through your intake. Now there's plenty of videos online on why that's a bad thing. In fact, there's shots of what the tops of pistons look like, etc. Now you can buy kits. There's a really good one actually, but it's a little bit expensive and I wanted to do it myself. So instead what I've done is I've found myself a go-kart oil catch can. It's nice and small too, like that, and I'm just going to rig it all up. I've done the hardest part, which is to put the little holes in the little area there. And I'll show you now how this is supposed to work. So you take one of these T-pieces like that, and then you drop it through the hole, and you can see that it now will allow for the little nipple things. I don't even know what these things are called. What are these things called? These black things here. Will allow the black thing to attach. You've got to cut the little tail off. You can buy these new, so I'm not too worried about that. So then from the back, I'll hold this in place. From the back, you've got a barb whereupon the hose can go onto the back. Now what that does is that means you've no longer got oil coming from this area here, from the breather bolt, through into and then back into the intake. It's now coming out from there. Now all you've got to do is seal up that end piece right there, making sure that it is all hermetically sealed. I've got some ideas for the catch can, this one right here. I had thought maybe might still do it, is to actually attach it to the back of this. This sits on the bike like this, I'll show it to you. It's quite difficult with a camera, but that sits like that. Okay, and what I thought to do is have just the catch can sit right here, behind it. It pokes out a little bit at the bottom, so you'll see a little, oh that's not going to work, but holding it, just do something in post, I don't know. Basically there'll be a can shape underneath. The reason for that is this catch can has one small issue. Yes, it's small, but it's also sealed, as in I can't actually take it apart. This Phillips screwdriver obviously allows the oil to come out, and up here you can take these all off, but you can't get inside it. So it is what it is, to use that term. So what's next is to take the breather rubber parts that you see here and cut them so that they can fit within the elbow like that. I've already checked, I've made sure that this area here goes into that area there, and essentially, if we have a closer look like that, essentially that is what we're looking at, but without the extra curvature part there. So that's the next thing. I'm going to take it nice and slowly, take it in incremental little cuts each and every time, test, because you can't just go and do it, because there is a finite distance between the breather bolt and the hole that I've made. Okay. After slowly but surely cutting down the rubber parts from the breather bolts, these parts right here, down to the right size, we now have what I think is probably, for me anyway, a pretty good job. So that's the idea basically. You can see that the T-piece now exits out the back here. I'll have to put a little bit of silicone just at that point. I'll do that once everything is ready. It's at mock-up stage at the moment. I've only got one of the bolts in, but this side works perfectly fine as well. So yeah, now the next stage for me is to probably put this back up onto the bike. Slight change of plans, as always, making it up as I go. Basically, the idea was to put the catch can sitting just here. I can't show it to you because it's in a different place right now, but it was a bit iffy. I was worried about the airflow, putting a hole here and then putting even a dome nut or even a bullet head style screw and then screwing it from the back. This is tuned apparently. So anyway, that was the first problem. The other problem is that it would be sitting around here, difficult to undo, so I'd have to take it off, which means taking the air cleaner off, etc., etc. So, and I've got plans for the air cleaner. So the other option is, most people, what they do is they attach to the back of these things, go around, and then they follow it all the way down, 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 and they vent somewhere underneath here. Okay, now I don't really like that because, well, I mean, despite the fact that I've got this, I do actually want to look after the planet, and also I don't really want to have oil leaking everywhere. So the idea now, however, is to have the catch can, but on the other side. Now, wonderfully, me, or should I say DK Customs, we did the coil relocation. The coil is usually right here, and we've done the coil relocation to move it here, which meant that where this was is now free, allowing more cooling. But not so sure about that, but it does look cool and everything works and so forth. What that has meant is that I am able to put the catch can, let me get down on the ground like a Roman senator, I'm able to put the catch can right here. So I'm able to put, it's only mocked up for now, and that's where it's going to be. Now that makes it relatively simple just to unscrew this slightly, pull that out, and you'll see that the drain hole is right there. I'll be able to put a funnel underneath and drain it really easily. So that's the idea. We've got the battery tender here. Now I'm thinking this plate, there might be a plate put here because I want to have this battery tender so that I can have a USB charger port coming in this way, and that's going to be a bit of an issue. I might consider modifying this to have a USB coming out, not sure. Disregard the fact that the bike is very dirty. I like to ride my bike in the rain because we're in the sunshine state. Yeah, so that's actually worked out quite nicely. Odd little thing, this screw here is a screw from a Nissan 300Z, and it fits perfectly into the Harley Davidson screw thread. Who'd have thought it, eh? Well, as you can see, I've just got to put the tank back in, put the seat back on. I haven't zip tied this in yet. I'm still a little bit, it's going straight in. I'm going to sort something out for that, so this side is not fully finished, but it's all working perfectly from around the back here. So inside there, just pop the GoPro in there. You can just see, in fact I can see as well, it's coming out of that side. And it looks in there. So no longer does the oil go in and through here. And on this side as well, you can see it's quite close to the throttle cable, but it has absolutely no problems there at all. So I'm pretty happy about that. So we're going to button it back up. I will show you what I end up doing on this side and the next mod, which is the chrome cleaner. I'm about to take a drill and a bunch of stuff to it, but that'll be probably next weekend, not sure yet. At the moment I run it without the chrome cleaner on, but I'll probably put the chrome cleaner on just to see what it looks like. So I'm pretty happy about how that turned out, to be absolutely honest. It was really quite serendipitous. Well, that's it all buttoned up. As you can see, pretty stealthy with the stock air cleaner on it. Sorry, cover on it. There's no weird and wonderful things happening underneath here. There isn't any leads coming off down here, etc. So pretty happy about how that's all looked out. And for me, that looks pretty stock. Obviously I've got to do something about the breather side, which is still to come, and the way that that's just popped in there, screwed in down through there. I mean, it's only oil, it's not major, it's not going to be running, blowing, etc. But I'd like to get it doing properly. I've got a couple of ideas there. Otherwise, that's looking really good. I think.